Ready, green 32, green 32, Omaha, Omaha, set, hot, hike. Oh, come on, guys. Bunch of rookies out here. Bunch of rookies out here. All right, guys, welcome in to the Ordinary Fantasy Pod, week 14, 15, 14, 15, week 15. Guys, the playoffs are here, and I'm Ben Conroy, your host, and I'm with me, as always, Nathan Boudreau and my brother Matt Conroy. We are here, playoffs, baby. Playoffs!
Playoffs, baby!
Playoffs!
We're talking about playoffs?
Some of us are.
Some of us are.
Touche.
That's touche. Yes. Well, dude, this was a tough weekend. I'll tell you what. It was a rough one for me, and I know it was a nail biter for Matt. Nathan, you could have helped us out, but you didn't. I mean, you helped. I mean, you didn't do what you needed to do, but whatever.
Well, JJ screwed him.
It didn't really matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter for us because Dre lost, but you were
it didn't
supposed
matter to me either because I don't care about that league at this point.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ben, why
really
was
good
it such
week
a
for me.
stressful weekend for you? You were pretty much locked in.
I was locked. I was a guarantee. I was a lock. Yeah, I guaranteed
Pretty much.
No, I was stressing, man, and it came down to those damn fractional points that Matt voted for. That he must have seen a fucking future like crystal ball or something. He knew it was going to come down to that.
Yeah, Matt, how's it feel to come back from the dead? That's what I want to know.
What was
you
that?
thought you were dead, right? At one point, or was that just a jinx?
It was neither. I mean, I did believe that I wasn't going to win. B, I knew I still had hope. No, it wasn't a jinx. It's just really how I felt at the time. I fucking hated the game at the time.
Well, I believe when you sent that text, you said, "I hate this game."
Yeah,
and it was
I
like
left it at that.
It was the very last drive. You were down by fractional points, and it was like third down.
No,
so you needed.
It wasn't the last drive.
It
Tennessee got the ball back after that, and then Dolphins got it back after that.
Okay.
I thought that was going to be the last time that Tua touched the ball when I said that.
Okay.
But no, he got it back one more time, which was amazing. Dude, how many times did the ball change hands that game? It was like the shortest, fastest drives ever. They must have each touched the ball 12 times. Easy. 12.
Not only was that, I mean, I hate the fact that the NFL did two simultaneous games on a Monday night because then you're like trying to watch two games at once. But not only was it two great games, two exciting, especially the Dolphins Tennessee, that one was like back and forth, especially in the fourth quarter. But also there were so many things on the line with respect to fantasy leagues. I mean, in Guillotine League, we had like four different guys that were just teetering on the edge. In the Dynasty League, we had me and Bobby that are both pushing to try and get that first seed so we have the bye. In the main league, there were people that were trying to qualify. Alex needed just a handful more points to qualify, so he would get the first seed. Ben and Jeff, or Dre and Jeff are battling, and the loser of them is going to be out. The winner's in. I mean, there were so many things happening.
That's only if I won, though.
Yeah.
If I lost, they were both in.
Yeah. There were so many things happening. It was really one of the most fun Monday Night Footballs that I've ever had as a fantasy football player. It was just so many things going on at once.
And you know what? Just as it should be in 2023, if I would have just started Adam Thielen, as we all knew would be such a stud this year, Monday night wouldn't have mattered. I would have won it on Sunday. It would have been game over. Adam Thielen for the win, and I sat him.
Well, if Josh Dobbs would have figured out more than 4 points, I would have won too. So I mean, like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, there were so many
all over the place,
so many things that could have gone the other way.
I will remember this game between me and Ben a long time. Just so many lessons about play the guys that got you there. Don't overthink it. And it wasn't necessarily overthinking it, but I overthought it.
Well, I mean, come on, your quarterback way underperformed too. I mean, Tua with 7 points or 8 points or whatever he ended up with, like, that's stupid.
But like, I'm sitting there going to the game. I'm going to the game going, listen, okay, I'll start the morning. I'm going to sit Adam Thielen because Saints are bad, and I'll start Lockett. And then as soon as Geno Smith goes out and I know Lockett's playing, I'm like, well, crap, dude, Niners are going to tear him up. So I'm going to sit Lockett and I'm going to play Dontavian Wicks on Monday night. And that was my plan the whole time. If he was out and then Dontavian Wicks gets hurt, I mean, I think the process was right. But
speaking of Tua, I mean, how bad does he look when Tyreek Hill is out of the game? I mean, they give Brock Purdy a lot of flack for being a system quarterback, but it was never more apparent than watching this game. Tua's looking awesome, and Hill's looking awesome. Hill leaves the game. Tua looks like shit. And then Hill comes back in, and then bam, 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 they're moving down the field again. And then he
Yeah.
leaves the game again. He looks like shit. Like,
I
you
think
couldn't
it's
get
more
it
on
going with
play
anybody.
calling, right? I mean, yes, Tyreek's amazing and should get the
Yeah.
MVP if he was healthy the whole season. Now he probably won't get it because of this if he hits 2,000 yards. But anyways, it's on play calling. You got to
There was
find
some
a way.
bad
You
play
can't be
calling.
built around one player, and you got to play call. And I actually expected more from McDaniels. I mean, early in the year, he had Barrios going for a game. He had River Craycraft going for a game. He's done it before. I don't know why he couldn't do it last night. It was weird.
Yeah. All I know is that if we would have tied, if fractional points weren't there, and we would have tied, I would have had the tiebreaker, which would have sent you. I don't know if you would have still made it or not.
No, I
Well,
think it would have
Dre,
been out.
No,
been
I
out.
would have because I would have had better records in both.
No, you have the
Wouldn't
same
I have
record as
better
Dre
record?
right now. You have
Huh?
the same record as Dre right now, and he didn't make the playoffs. So with the tie, you would actually have half a win less than Dre.
percentage
You would have been the
would
one
be-
out. Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Ooh, brother,
work out just as it
should.
you, my friend, I swear, man.
By the way, Matt, you're only up right now by less than 1 point. And you
Yeah,
sent
like
a text this morning
7/10 of a point or
saying,
something.
yeah, you sent a text this morning saying that you finally unpuckered, right? But you're feeling confident right now that there's not going to be any scoring correction over the next day and a half?
Yeah,
the
I've
final
actually
scoring
for
corrections
the
usually don't
last
come in
18
till
hours,
Thursday
all
morning.
I've done is rewatch that game over and over and over again to make sure they got the yardage right. So I didn't even
Well,
go to work today. I just watched it over and over and over just to guarantee it.
From my experience, usually scoring corrections come from defense because they credit a tackle wrong somewhere or an assisted tackle wrong somewhere. A half sack becomes a full sack. So I would really be looking at your defensive players. Is
They
there
all played.
any?
They all were done on Sunday. Usually it's
Okay.
24 hours for scoring changes. I was really worried about Tua. Actually, okay. So here's what it was. At the end of the game, I'm like, okay, I'm up by like 7/10 of a point. If they get the ball back and he just takes a knee a couple times and he loses 5 yards, I could have lost that way. Like I had all these scenarios going through my head. I'm like, he's going to lose on an interception. He's going to like. I knew I was out.
Dude, if I wouldn't have made the playoffs, brother, we wouldn't be talking right now. We wouldn't be doing this podcast today.
Well, you guys are lucky I'm in a good mood because even though I was out of the main league, and by the way, I never want to root for injuries like Ben does.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I was playing against Tyreek Hill in 3 different leagues yesterday or last night, and in one of them it was our dynasty league where I had a bye week that was up for grabs. In another league, it was the guillotine league where I was right on the cutting edge of getting eliminated if Tyreek Hill had a normal Tyreek Hill game. I mean, by the way, Tyreek Hill, he averages over the last 3 weeks 33 points a game.
Yeah.
And if he did that, I was gone in all these leagues. And then
What'd he
another one,
score
a
last
$500 dynasty to get a playoff spot. I needed Tyreek Hill to not outscore Raheem Mostert.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
So just all 3 of those scenarios all happened. It was a great night.
I think most are still scoring touchdowns. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk some main league playoffs, guys, because I know we were just kind of getting into it, and I just really think we need to break it down and really kind of talk about like how Matt screwed me. And I'm just
Wait,
kidding.
I was happy for you to make the playoffs. I reached out and told you, congratulations, brother.
I'm happy for
I
you.
still haven't got one back from you saying congratulations, Matt, for making the playoffs. Congratulations, older brother.
I was saving it for the pod because otherwise it's a dick move. Congratulations, brother. I wanted everybody to hear it.
Oh, good.
I wanted
Yeah, I think the
everybody
only-
to know.
I think the only difference, Ben, is that if you would have won, then you would have been the number 3 seed, which means you get a home game, but that doesn't matter in fantasy sports, right? So you would have been the 3 seed, and you would have been playing whoever the 6 seed is. So then instead, you're the 6 seed, and you're playing against Matt. I mean, there wasn't really much of a difference
Well, I'd be
between winning and
playing.
losing last.
I'd
You'd
be
be playing
playing
Dre instead of me,
Yeah, you're playing
Dre,
Dre right now.
I think.
who's
yeah.
been losing against, and now I'm playing Matt again, who had I
You and your voice?
consider an off week this week. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes next week.
let's break it down.
Here's my issue. I think the seeding's done wrong. I think that you and I should not be playing each other the first week. I think that every year we reseed these playoffs, and some reason it's different this year. I think, brother, here's my conspiracy theory. I think they're trying to make sure Conroy's only have half the chance to win. So I don't know why Nate won't reseed it like normal, but whatever. We don't need any
So-
comments, Nate. Let's just go on.
it's one thing to say it's because you sent me a text a few hours ago too. It's one thing to say it's wrong, but what's wrong about it? I still haven't heard any reasoning as to why it's wrong.
Why did
I
it
don't know.
change? Why did it change from this morning when you said I was playing Ryan and then it changed to I'm playing Matt? Or did you just not? Was that just off the top of your dome earlier today? You were guessing,
I still think
or-
what he texted last night is the accurate one.
No, so I think the confusion comes from this. So when you actually look at the standings page, they have your division ordered by order of who is closest to being the division winner, and so it's factoring in the division record, and so that's why it has Matt,
me,
you know,
Sean,
and then
me,
Ben,
Ben.
right? Because it's factoring in that Matt's 4-3, and then Jeff's all the way at the bottom. But if you look at our league bylaws, it clearly states that when it comes to if you're not going for the division, if it just comes to playoff seeding does not factor in division record. And so what it should be is it should be overall record number one.
Mm-hmm.
Then number two is head to head. But head to head in this case doesn't matter because there's so many people that are tied and you guys have all beat each other. There's nobody amongst that group of people that are tied that's swept everybody. Otherwise, they would clearly get the head to head edge.
Wait, hold on. I got a question about that. You're probably right, but I just got a question. So, like, Dre and Jeff played each other once this year, right?
No,
Not twice?
They played twice. They were rivals.
Did
Yeah,
Ryan
they
play
split.
both of them twice? My point is,
No.
at some point, there's somebody with a win and somebody without a win, and me and Ben each have a win against each other. Just played each other twice.
Yeah, you guys have a win against each other, but amongst the other people that you're tied with, there's some people that you beat that he lost to, and there's some people that he beat that you lost to.
I beat
And so
everybody
it's-
below me in the playoffs.
That's you're not hearing what I'm saying.
I just
though.
wanted to say that
Everybody
out loud.
Yeah. Everybody that's tied,
Ding. Ding.
everybody that's tied, there's nobody that swept every single person. So head to head
Okay.
doesn't matter because it's a circular thing, right? You can't say that your win is more important than his win, right? So then it goes down to points, and in points, then Matt, you're clearly amongst the people that are tied. You have the most points amongst that group,
Hmm.
and then Ben had the least amount of points amongst that group. So that's what makes Ben the 6th seed.
All right, Ben, I tried, dude. I tried.
No, that's fine. I was just curious why it switched. What you sent earlier, because I thought this whole time I was game planning against Ryan, and then I got here and I opened this up and I saw I was playing Matt. And I was like, whoa! This whole thing changed on
That
me.
makes me feel good. You said 3 woes. I like
There is some manual intervention that's required in our league, and I'll tell you why. It's because we play with a loser bowl where there's a punishment, and that loser bowl is amongst the 4 bottom teams, right? And that loser bowl has to be set up in such a way so that the losers of this week in the loser bowl play each other next week in the loser bowl. Well, if you just use the CBS standard default settings and you say, okay, I want to do a 6-man playoffs and then I want to do a 4-man consolation bowl, it's not going to choose the 4 losers in the consolation bowl. It's going to pick the people in the middle of the consolation bowl.
Yeah,
You could choose an 8-man consolation bowl, but then it's also not going to achieve what we're trying to achieve, which is 4 people at the bottom. So I have to go in and manually kind of tinker with it. I always take a screenshot to make sure I'm not messing anything up. And when I took a screenshot the first time, I was only paying attention to the way it was ranked on the ranking sheet or on the standing sheet. And I wasn't paying attention to where our actual league rules are, which is that, if it doesn't go by tiebreakers head to head, then it goes by total points. And it was pretty easy to fix.
Okay. So there was some tinkering involved, but it was correct tinkering. I got you.
Correct tinkering, as usual,
Right.
as it's been for 21 years.
As per usual. All right. Well, let's talk main league playoffs. Alex and Sean earned the first bye. They were the only double-digit win teams. Then it looks like me and Matt have the rubber match, which is we played last week. And then the never ones. That's hilarious.
That's an interesting game right there.
Ryan and
Ryan and
Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah, Ryan and Jeff.
Should we be ranking these? Should we be giving our picks as we go, one by one?
Yeah, let's handicap them.
Let's slow down a little bit. Let's,
I mean, do you guys want to try and pick amongst each other, or do you feel comfortable, or are you going to try and jinx each other? Because you're playing
What do
each
you
other. Are you gonna give us a pick, or you want me to pick?
Oh, I see.
we can skip that one. We know who we're gonna pick. I mean,
So you're both picking each other.
we were raised in the same household. You don't pick the other guy, whether you think you win or not lose. Right? Am I right, brother?
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
Well, right now in the projections, and it looks like Ben needs to set his lineup still, because Matt, you're significantly ahead in the projections. But Ben still has Dobbs in, which we got the news earlier today that Dobbs is not going to be the starter. He's droppable. Nick Mullins is going to start for the Vikings. And then, Ben, you also have Josh Jacobs in your lineup.
Right? Yeah.
Josh Jacobs is They
Let
haven't
me.
really announced it yet, but he's playing on Thursday, and it's unlikely that he's going to play.
Yeah. I'm
You
gonna.
say Josh Jacobs can be out?
Yeah, Josh Jacobs left the game last Sunday with an injury, and then we haven't really gotten any news yet, but he hasn't practiced, and they're playing on Thursday. So most people think he's not going to play in that game.
I missed that injury. I missed that completely. Okay.
Yeah, so Ben's going to have to do some tinkering here, but you know what? If I was going to project this game, and I know you guys are going to pick yourselves, I'm going with the team that scored the most points all season long. The team that has Christian McCaffrey.
Alex isn't in it.
A healthy team. I think Matt's gonna take this one, which is unfortunate because Ben, I had you higher in my rooting rankings, but I think you have a tall task ahead of you this weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty much,
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You can still got.
I still got players. I still got players, but it's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be an uphill battle. So, but I still think
How
I got a
about
shot.
this time of the season we open the trades back up, but like a penalty if Ben has to make a trade this time of year. Like he gets penalized in next year's draft like $20 or something, but he can open up one trade. Something weird like that.
I saw your text when you said something about that a couple of days ago or like a week ago. Like, let's just have trades for one day. And I thought, what would be a really fun rule? A really fun rule would be like on the first day of playoffs, for a half an hour window, right before the first game, trades open up for a half an hour. Let's go nuts.
I love
That
it.
would be crazy.
Yep.
All right, well, let's go with Alex and Sean then. They are in the first week bye, so we can't.
They're
really
buys.
Yeah,
I get
can't
both wins in that one.
Yeah, they're both winning.
So, well, we picked me. So Ryan and Jeff, who you want? Who's going first with that one?
Nate, you played Ryan 2 weeks in a row. Why don't you lead this one off? You're familiar with his team.
Well, I think Ryan does have the better team. It's a little bit hit and miss. He's, he doesn't have the consistency that a championship team typically has, but he's got the better players, I think. And CJ Stroud, which Jeff's been writing for most of the year, CJ Stroud, he's lost most of his weapons. He hasn't looked as effective since those guys went down. Some of these other guys on Jeff's team, they've been slumping as well. So, I'm going to give the edge to the team that has Dak Prescott, Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, George Kittle. Those are the guys I think I would be putting my money on. How about you guys?
Is that Ryan?
Ryan. That's who I was fearing when I was looking at Ryan's team next week. I was like, damn, the man's got Prescott, Hall, and Kittle. Kittle's on a resurgence this year. Man, dude, yeah, I don't know. I look at Jeff's team, and I'm not as confident. Definitely not as confident in those players. Pittman, Mims, nothing. Waddle. What did we hear about Waddle? Didn't something just happen with Waddle?
Well, I mean, he got a little bit banged up in the game last night, but I think what's more important is that when Tyreek was off the field, they weren't targeting Waddle because Waddle was being blanketed by the number one DB. It was a lot of other guys that were getting the ball. So it'll be interesting to see if Tyreek plays this week. But I wouldn't be too confident in Waddle.
Yeah. I'm going Ryan here. Anybody who's got Prescott on his team right now is a favorite, in my opinion.
Don't forget, Jeff put up 218 3 weeks ago. He put up then 121 the next week. Jeff's had some high scores coming up. But yeah, I'm going to stick with Ryan also. Here's what I want to know. Do the Texans use the Stroud concussion, sit him for a week, because obviously you don't want to risk head injuries for young quarterbacks, saying, hey, man, we had a really good year. The reason we didn't make the playoffs because you had to sit because of the concussion 2 weeks in a row. Just kind of, end the year comfortably, knowing that if he was healthy, they could have gone. But, hey, we got a good excuse for not winning out. And just kind of take it easy. Now, they're still going to win, try and win, but not push as hard.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know about all that, but I do think that even if he does play without his top weapons. By the way, what's the status of Nico Collins? I know he got a little banged up too. Have you guys heard anything?
I haven't.
Obviously,
haven't seen anything.
Yeah, he lost Nico last week, and then also, of course, we know Tank Dell's done for the year, so he just hasn't looked like the same quarterback without those guys. So I don't know. I mean, even if he does play, I wouldn't be too anxious to play him. Right. By the way, speaking of quarterbacks, was there any player in our main league all year long, whether it be by waivers or trade or was there any player that was added to a team mid-season that had a bigger impact than Dak Prescott getting added to Ryan's team mid-year? I
No.
mean, incredible what this guy has done.
Yeah.
Putting up 30 and 40-point games every week. And Ryan got him for peanuts, for nothing.
Peanuts, dude.
And we like to give Bobby a hard time for trading Dak to Ryan for nothing. But what we fail to mention oftentimes is that Bobby got Dak off waivers because Adam just dropped him.
Yeah.
Just decided he didn't want him. I
Wait,
guess
so
it must
did
have been
Bobby
after
have-
like
Did
he
Bobby
had a
give
couple
up
of
the
slow games.
two most valuable people this year in trades?
Yeah,
Dak
pretty
and
much.
Puka?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow,
I'm looking
Bob.
at-
What are
I'm
you
looking
doing?
at
It's almost
Dak's
like you're
numbers.
keeping him distracted with videos and shit. He's just not paying attention to what the fuck he's doing.
Dak at the beginning of the year, he had like a 23-point game, then he had a couple of 16-point games, then he had a 3-point game, and I think that must have been where. And by the way, that 3-point game was against San Francisco, a top defense.
Yeah.
I think that was the game where Adam must have thought to himself, "Well, I don't want Dak anymore. He had a 3-point game. He drops him, doesn't even try and trade him. Bobby picks him up. Bobby trades him for nothing. And
Wait, hold
Ryan's
up
now
though.
in the playoffs.
Wasn't he sporting 3 top end quarterbacks at the time though?
Well, he did draft 3 QB1s. He
Yeah,
drafted Trevor Lawrence,
yeah.
Dak, right? And I
And
forget
somebody
who the
else.
third one
So
was.
I understand why he thought he was less valuable trading away because he had other ones that could do it. It was still undervalued trade for sure. But
And who
easy
could
to
have
get rid of
seen
the guy
Dak?
when
Who could have seen Dak having a career year at that point, right?
No, he
Uh,
totally turned it around. Everybody was talking shit on Dak and the Cowboys.
I still am.
And, well, I mean, yes.
He's a cowboy.
How about them Cowboys?
Nope.
Thank you for losing. Yeah. Anyway.
Number 2 quarterback in fantasy points this year.
Yeah.
But he won't be drafted that way next year by any stretch. No way.
You don't think so?
No way.
He'll be
Are you
drafted.
going
as
to
a
even put him in
QB1
your
though.
top 10 next year? Like right around 10, right?
No, he'll be drafted higher than that.
No.
For sure.
No.
Dak had one
Board
other
bet.
year that was like this, not quite to this level, but he had one other really good year, and he was drafted as a top 6 quarterback the next year. I mean, that's how we fantasy players are. We react to these kind of things. I guarantee you, Dak will be one of the top 6 quarterbacks.
I wish we had somebody keeping stats for to remember this conversation then, because I don't think so.
It'll be on YouTube. It'll be there. Just
Yeah,
maybe
nobody
write
watches
yourself
that shit though.
write yourself a little note.
A
Go
better
back and
question
check
is,
that.
in this league, which obviously half the league are 49er fans. Brock Purdy's having an MVP season.
Yeah.
Dak's number 2 in points. Brock's number 4 in points. The question is, who goes for more auction bucks next year, Dak or Brock?
You got it. I would think you would respect Brock after this season, and he'd be up there. Why
Do
wouldn't
we
he
have
be?
all the same players next year at skill positions?
Assuming so, yeah.
Assuming so.
Assuming so. I mean,
I mean,
I don't know.
something's got to happen with Debo and Ayuk in the near future. So something's going to happen.
we don't
Well,
pay
he
them
goes-
and keep. We don't pay him and keep him.
No,
No.
Debo's locked in. It's Ayuk that's a free agent. But we can tag
Right,
Ayuk
but it
if
could
we
be
need to.
Debo could also be traded if we loved Ayuk. I'm just saying something's going to
Yeah.
happen. We're not going to have both those 2 years down the road. Is all I'm saying. Right? Is that right?
Probably not, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
think
something's
we
going to
will. I
happen.
don't see any reason why not.
I was gonna say it could happen.
So we let Kittle go.
Why? We can afford these guys.
Yeah.
Are we
You gotta
rich?
shift. You got to shift things around. Listen, let's not get into a 49ers podcast.
Yeah,
but one
yeah,
thing
all
that
right.
one thing I do respect about the 49ers is that they pay their top guys, and they have a history of doing that since John Lynch has been here. So I don't see any reason why they won't.
I mean, we got time to fill, bro. So
I love it. No. I just I'm a lineman kind of guy. Let's build at the line, which usually we do. Let's build on defense. Let's build on the edge rushers. Our skill position guys, we can make
Well,
do. I think.
speaking of line, the person that's most likely to be off the team in 2 years is Trent Williams.
I know.
Trent Williams talked about retirement at the end of last year.
Yeah.
He's getting up there in age. His contract expires at the end of next year. When his contract expires, that opens up like $35 million a year. You can afford to pay a lot of guys. So what I think they're going to do is next year they're going to invest heavily in offensive line in the draft. So in the first round, they'll probably take an offensive lineman, maybe another one later in the rounds. But yeah, that's the guy that you're going to see gone in a couple of years, and that'll allow us to afford other players.
Let's talk about who we're going to see gone this year, and that's Dre, who missed out on the playoffs.
8-0.
8-0 and not in the playoffs.
That's crazy. I
Um,
don't think that's ever happened before, right?
No, I
Bounce
don't
out of the
think so.
playoffs and bounce out of the league all in one spell sweep.
No,
Sorry,
don't say
Dre.
that. Don't say that.
Is that that's not what we're saying here? Oh, sorry. Sorry,
Here's
a
the
week
thing
ahead of
is,
time.
in a league where only 4 teams make the playoffs.
Thanks for trying.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess in some ways, if Dre ends up leaving, at least we can't say like, "Oh man, he made the playoffs and we kicked him out the next year." Right? We could say that because he's not listening, right?
Oh man.
But no, if there was 4 teams
sounds
that made the
brutal.
playoffs, I could see a team having a hot start like that and then missing because only 4 teams get to make it.
Yeah.
6 teams make the playoffs, right? And
Yeah,
if you start
yeah.
8-0, I mean, you should be a lock at that point. That's a crazy.
There's only 6
crazy
games
collapse.
left. 6 games left, and you didn't make it.
That's
I
like
think he
going.
lost 5 of 6.
Yeah, it's like going
It's funny.
almost.
This is a lot like Dynasty last year, where half the league or 3/4 was 7-7. You know, this is like there's a lot of 9-5s this year. It's
Yeah,
it's
kinda
weird.
like
25
going-
nines.
yeah. It's kind of like starting the season like 10-0 in Dynasty last year for me, and then losing in the playoffs.
No, but you made the playoffs. So it's nothing
Yeah.
like it.
Well, kind of like it. It felt the same. It felt the same, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
All right. Well, sorry, Dre. Good luck next year, man. If everything stays the same. All right, let's talk about the costume bowl, guys. Let's talk about the guys at the bottom. We got Bobby versus Adam and Justin versus Steve. Break those down for us a little bit, guys.
Well, have any of them not been in the costume before?
Yes.
Who?
Steve.
Steve's the only one.
Steve has not been in a costume. Bobby's not been in a football costume. Bobby was in the baseball dress, as you guys
Yeah, I
probably
remember
remember
that.
that very
Yeah.
famous year.
Yes.
The first time we ordered pizza, and he
Yes.
did it like a champ. But yeah, obviously Adam did it with Dre. His first year that Dre shared the team with
I
Adam. They
forgot
both-
about that.
Yeah, they shared the dress that year. Justin's done it a number of times. I mean, never mind who I think is going to win. I would really like to see some new blood in this costume.
Mm.
I'm really rooting for both of the Hammer Boys to win this week, so we can get Bobby versus Steve in the costume bowl. That's my preference.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be great. Let's look at those projections real quick. I was just curious.
Well, Bobby's is going to be
Um,
off because he only had 1 quarterback, and that quarterback is out for the year.
Oh, okay. And then Justin and
Wait,
Steve's
he's
is
got
pretty.
Aaron Rodgers. What are you talking about? He's coming back.
He's coming back, dude. He's
Okay,
still coming
here's
back.
the thing. I actually texted him like 3 weeks ago. I go, listen, guy. I
Listen,
might
guy.
need him in the playoffs because Tua's schedule. Drop that motherfucker because you're not going to make the playoffs just in case I may need him. And he just kind of laughed at me. He wouldn't fucking do it. Like,
Well,
dude,
here's the
there's no
thing.
way you need him. But
Bobby's playing against Adam this week, and Adam has been the lowest scoring team all year. So even right now, with Bobby having Justin Herbert in his lineup with 0 points projected, the projections show 109 to 106.
Hmm.
So he might not even need a quarterback.
No, he
this
might
week.
not.
I'd like to see Steve in the dress. Or the
That
costume.
would be nice.
Like to see
Or a
Steve in
costume,
the costume.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see. I really hope it's not Adam. I mean, okay, if Adam mans up and stays in the league, I hope he's in the costume. But since you all think he's not going to, I don't want him in the costume if he's not going to be in the league.
He's definitely not listening anymore, so you don't have to talk directly
You
to
never
him.
know.
like he's-
You never know.
No, I'm with you, Matt. If he stays in the league, which I still think there's a small chance that he will, if he stays in the league, I want him in the costume because he earned it this year, right?
Yeah.
He had the worst team all year.
Yeah.
But if he's out of the league, then there's a chance where it's like he doesn't come to the draft, and then we don't have anybody in a costume this year, and it's kind of like so yeah.
And
I'm rooting
Justin
for
has
some
to
new
dress
blood.
up to take his debt, and he'll do that because he's a good brother. And he'll be Justin in the costume again. We've seen that enough. Yeah.
Justin's on a 4-game losing streak, and Steve's on a 2-game winning streak this week, right now. I mean, I don't know if Justin has it in him
Dude,
to
Steve's
pull
been
it.
putting up some points last
Yeah, I don't
couple
know if Justin has it in him to pull it out. So,
Yeah.
I think we might be looking at a Steve.
It'll be an
Bobby,
Adam. Dude, it'll probably
Steven
be an
Adam.
Adam Justin costume.
Adam Justin costume bowl, brother bowl.
Excuse
Well,
me.
let me ask you guys a question.
Adam
I know
is
collusion.
nephew.
I know collusion is bad, always, right? Collusion's bad. But I
Always.
mean,
Unless
is it
I win.
colluding for me to kind of get the word out there that maybe we should all go pick up quarterbacks tonight, so that Bobby won't have a quarterback?
But then neither will I.
I definitely need a quarterback because Dobbs is not going to be there, so I need to go
You
find
have Howell.
somebody.
Yeah, Sam
Oh.
Howell.
We'll see.
There's no reason. There's nobody out there better than Hal, dude. If
Yeah.
you're gonna play anybody else, drop Hal and I'll play him against you.
Oh.
Over Tua.
Let's do it. Let's do a trade.
Fuck yeah,
where
dude.
You
Hey,
drop
Nate, open up the
Tua,
trade right now. We'll swap Tua for Hal. We'll call it a day.
call
Really?
it a day.
You are
Fuck
really you're throwing out those jinxes early this week, aren't you?
You know Tua's schedule. It's like Jets, Dallas, Baltimore or something. His
Yeah.
playoff is the worst possible playoff schedule for quarterbacks. But I was hoping I'd find another guy by now, but there just hasn't been anybody. But
Yeah,
I
and
knew
you
I
know-
would. I knew
you
he would
know
not
that-
get me the championship. Sorry. I know it's a jinx. It's not what I fucking mean. I'm just saying Tua's schedule, especially without Hill now, dude, that's brutal. Brutal.
Brutal.
Brutal.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, okay. So Nate, you're taking in the costume bowl. You said you hope it's Bobby and
I hope
Steve.
it's Bobby and Steve. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm going to predict Adam and
Justin.
Steve.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
Adam Steve.
Adam,
yeah.
Justin, Adam wins.
Adam
it.
Justin. Yeah, that's
Adam
what I'm
Justin.
predicting
Yeah.
formally.
Yes. Yeah, me too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk dynasty, guys. Let's talk some dynasty playoffs. There's some stuff that's happening over there. I know Nate and Dre earned the first bye, or the bye, I should say, in the playoffs. And then Bobby and me have a rubber match again. Me and my rubber matches. What the fuck,
I want to ask you about that.
Mr.
How
Rubber
many-
Man?
How many times you played Bobby this year? 2?
2,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Who's won what?
They're 1-1.
Oh,
It is 1-1. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
make sure it's 1-1. Okay.
Yeah, up until this past week, Bobby only had one loss. It was against me, and I only had one loss. It was against Bobby, and it was looking like Bobby was going to get the bye this week. And thanks to Ben coming
Dude,
through,
My team
pulling through,
Yeah.
stepped up in a
Yep.
big
Yep.
way this week, man.
Awesome.
I fucking crushed Bobby.
and I need
You
you
are.
to do that again this week, Ben. Just one more week. Can you do it one more week?
Oh, I'm going to do it for at least 2 or 3 more weeks. How many more week games are there?
You got to know that answer, brother, before you say it. You said 2. You need 3. Come
I
on.
need 3. I said 2 or
3.
3.
You said-
I
no,
said
you-
2 or no. I said 2 or 3.
You gave the option for only 2, though.
Well, I did.
You're going to do it
You
for
got
2.
it, dude.
I'm going to do it for 3. I'm going to do it for 3 more weeks.
No, because
Um,
what happens is if you beat Bobby this week, you're going to get the highest seeded player next week because I get the lowest seeded player next week. So that means you get to win a second week. And then the third week, unfortunately, you're going to
Oh.
that's the end of your road there. So.
Oh.
That's
Actually,
what
I
I
don't
do
know.
in
It's all going to depend on how well Kyler Murray plays for me because obviously I don't have Justin Herbert anymore. So
That might be a blessing in disguise.
he only put up 0 points this week, so it didn't really matter. If I imagine what my score would have been if Herbert would have scored his normal, 20
14
points,
points more.
Well, no, he put
Yeah.
up 0 this week. The week before, he put up 8. The week before, he put up 12. So I
Yeah.
mean, you're talking the last 3 weeks, he was averaging like 7 points a week, right?
Yeah.
So it might be a blessing in disguise that Herbert's out and Kyler Murray's in because he's been playing, pretty okay. He's coming off a
He's
Although
been
bye.
Kyler
playing-
Murray does play a pretty good team this weekend, doesn't he?
He plays
He
a pretty
does
good
play a
team
good
this
team.
weekend.
Does play a pretty good team. Yeah.
He plays a pretty good team.
Got mail?
You got
Yeah, he
mail.
plays a pretty good team. It's gonna be a tough one, of course, obviously. But
I feel confident going and picking that game. If
Okay.
anybody would like to know,
I'd like
Oh.
to know.
I'm going to pick whoever scored the most points in the season. Who is that?
Well, that's easy. It's the guy that scored the most points over the entire league during the season.
Is that
It's
Bobby?
Bobby. Yeah.
that's Bobby.
Sorry, brother. Taking Bobby.
He only put up
All
like
in the
72 points last week or some shit.
No,
All in the
he put up more than that. He had like 120 something.
120. This might as well have been 72. I mean, come on. My 172 was better than his 120. So
All right,
Yeah,
Nate, who
no,
do you
you're-
got in this game?
Listen, I think the smart money is on Bobby. He's got the better players overall, and he's got healthy quarterbacks. Not only does he have healthy quarterbacks, but if you look at the projections for this week, his quarterbacks are projected 1 and 2. So Bobby's a force to reckon with. But listen, Ben, you did it once. You can do it again, brother.
I can
I
do it
believe in
3
you.
more times, dude.
2
I
more
can.
times.
Ben, you want to throw out a pick or let it ride?
Oh, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna
Nice.
win.
Nice.
I'm gonna take it down again. My team's looking good. I think I'm gonna be all right. I think Justin Herbert's
Imagine
just
if you would have
holding
made a
me
couple
back.
trades a few weeks back.
Imagine. All right. Let's go with the next game. That's Megan versus Joe, guys. Talk to me about that game.
I know 2 weeks ago we were talking about our division and dynasty and how from the top you can go to the bottom, blah blah blah. And I go, just look at Megan. She was in the playoffs last year. Look where she is now. Look at where she is now. Back in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
She made a little bit of a run at the end there. I mean,
she did. Like as soon as I made that comment, she's like, win, win, win. I'm like, shit.
So here's an interesting stat going into this game.
She's projected 116 to 105 right now, just so you know.
Nice.
Megan's the one going into the playoffs with a losing record, right? I believe her record is like 5 and
6 and 8.
6 and 8. So she has a losing record, right? And
On
Joe
a
has a
3-game
winning
win
record.
streak. On a 3-game win streak, though.
Yeah, so she's got the losing record, 6 and 8. Joe's got the winning record, 8 and 6. However, did you know that Joe has one of the worst scores total for the year? He's
Point
actually
total?
down there in the bottom 4 amongst
You're talking
total
point
points
total?
this year. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think he's just had some luck. He got the right team on the right weeks. He's picked up some lucky wins. I give Megan the win here. I think she's got the better team.
Yeah, I'm looking at the teams right now. I like her team. I like Stafford over Mayfield. Pollard and Gibbs are about the same. The receivers, neither of them are like super exciting, but yeah, I don't know. He's got Zap playing. He's playing Zappy. Joe is. So
Zappy.
you know, yeah, I think I favor her too.
Well, she's got a lot of these players though that they have boom and bust weeks. Like Mike Evans, he can put up 30 or he can put up 3, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of week is it going to be for Mike Evans?
Yeah, T.
same thing,
Higgins.
Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, as we know, he'll put up like 2-point games and then he'll put up 30-point games. So I do like her team better, but it is more volatile. So I guess it could be anybody's game.
I have just looked at the teams for the first time as we're going into this. I really like Stafford going against Washington, the number one worst pass defense out there. Don't like Henry going against Houston, but I'll tell you what I do like. I like Metcalf going against Philadelphia for Joe. Olave's not doing good. Hopkins. I'm going to go Joe. I'm going to take Joe on this one. I think there's enough wiggle room on his side of the ball to get it done. Now, it depends if Watson and Olave play. If they both are playing, I'm in 100% on Joe.
All right. Well, there we go. Let's talk about what is this battle for the 1.01 pick? What is that?
First pick of the draft. Whoever wins Loser Bowl.
Yeah.
What? Oh, is that what 0.01 means?
Yeah,
1.01 means the first pick in the draft.
Pick.
And Ben, you might be interested in that pick this year because you know who's going to go first, right?
Yo, I know who's going first for sure, 100%.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah. The team,
not a chance.
I'm curious. Is Chicago?
You really think that, Ben?
Caleb Williams?
Yeah. Do I
he'll
really
absolutely go first, not only in the NFL draft, but in every Superflex Dynasty League.
No, people wise up to him. He cried in the sidelines 3 weeks ago, and they're all going to drop him now.
You want to make a little wager on that?
No, I'm joking. The joke was everybody was yelling at him because he cried in the sidelines. I'm like, that's passionate. That's fucking great, dude. I mean, I don't think he deserves to go 101. I think he's a typical USC quarterback who's going to suck ass when he gets in the NFL. Name the last one that was any good. It was like 1 out of the last 20 that
Carson
were
Palmer.
decent. Carson Palmer's okay. Like,
I mean, what did Carson Palmer ever do?
Even? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
I mean, Carson Palmer was the best quarterback coming out of USC, and I mean, Matt Ryan. No,
yeah,
I'm just saying
the
best
quarterback succeeded in the NFL.
You asked me who was the best coming out of USC in a long time.
NFL quarterback.
Carson Palmer is by far the best.
Nobody. That's my point.
Well, okay, I think I hear what Ben's saying. He's just saying Palmer didn't stink as much as those other guys did. Those other guys were complete busts, and Palmer actually had a bit of a career. He played
a bit of a career. He played for how many years? Like,
Ben, 10, do you 12? Think he's worth the number one overall pick? Looking back, like if that's what Caleb Williams was, if that's what Caleb Williams,
I don't think Caleb Williams is that, dude. I think Caleb Williams is way better than that.
But so did you and I both thought that about every USC quarterback to come out.
No.
I thought there were a lot of good ones coming out.
I think Sam Darnold. I still think Sam Darnold could be a good quarterback in the right situation.
Me too. Dude, me too. I'm a USC fan. Me too.
No, look. I think Caleb Williams is by far a way better quarterback than any of the guys who have played in the last probably 10 years at USC.
Is Caleb Williams a better quarterback than Reggie Bush was a running back coming out of USC? because he was the best running back ever to come out of football, and look what he did in the NFL.
Well, he was too
You just
small
see
for
my
the
point.
NFL.
Is all I'm saying. USC is a bust in the NFL more times than not.
Well, Caleb Williams, I don't watch USC games like Ben does, but Caleb Williams in the dynasty community is being thought of as like a Patrick Mahomes type.
He is that good.
I've actually heard Andrew Luck.
No,
Andrew
dude.
Luck was like the best quarterback prospect to come out, and like
but
generational talent.
I never thought Andrew Luck was going to be good, dude. He wasn't. He was good in Stanford, but like they had a really good. What?
But he was good.
He was good in the NFL. Really good.
Yeah, but he got hurt. He was not. I mean,
he only played like 6 years or 7 years, but he was really good.
He still thought I was a great quarterback coming out of college and in the NFL. I mean,
okay.
I'm just saying, there's so much hype about USC. They never succeed what the hype is. They never match it.
Well, at quarterback, yes, you're right.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
At wide receiver,
whoever wins this loser bowl, whatever you want to call it, in our dynasty league, I guarantee they're drafting Caleb Williams. I don't think that the hype is going to wear off between now and time our dynasty draft is. What is it, in May? So I think this is a battle for that 1.01, and everybody on this list needs a quarterback. Sean needs a quarterback. Adam, Steve. The only person that really has a quarterback is Jeff. He's got Josh Allen. So, I mean, this is the stakes are high for this little tournament they got going on here. So who do you think's going to win it, guys?
Oh man, I have to look at their teams again.
I know Adam really wants to win in Dynasty. He said that. He says he's going to stick around here for a while to win it. So I think he's going to put a lot of effort in. I'm going to go. Oh, that's Willie Pants, ain't it? I'm going to go Sean.
Adam's playing against Sean. Yeah, Sean had the best team.
Yeah.
Scored the most points. Of course, he's starting Jake Browning. We'll see if Jake Browning can put up the same kind of points he's been putting up the last 2 weeks.
So wait, they have to win.
Okay, let's do this.
They have to win twice. They have to win twice, right?
Yeah.
Let's do this. A little more fun for this one. Let's rank them 1 to 4. Who do you think wins top to bottom? I'm going to go Sean, Jeff, Steve, Adam.
Sean, Jeff,
I mean, I put Steve and Adam at the bottom, so it's between Sean and Jeff, I think.
Sean, Jeff, Steve. Okay. We're all in about the same spot.
Jeff's got a decent team. I mean, he's got Josh Allen, he's got Joe Mixon, and Zeke Elliott's now got some resurgence now that he's the starter.
His receivers really leave some to be desired.
Yeah, but he's got Kyren Williams, who's been doing really well. So Jeff can make some noise, dude. His quarterbacks are already good. Jeff's quarterbacks, he doesn't even need Caleb Williams. Jeff has Josh Allen.
Right.
He has Jordan Love. And he has C.J. Stroud, and you can only bring 3 quarterbacks into the league next year.
Yeah, he couldn't use them.
Yeah, Jeff's going to have to trade either the pick or one of these players. And as we know, Jeff is not one of the guys in our league that trades a lot. So it'll be interesting to see what he does here. Is he going to trade one of his guys that he already has, or is he going to try and get like a haul for that 1.01?
I think it's smart for anybody who can get their hands on Caleb Williams. I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to be willing to trade up to get him. I agree. I think he's worth it. So I think it's worth to get to that. You disagree?
I agree they'll trade up to get him. I disagree he's worth it.
All right.
Well, Ben, you're the USC fan. What would you be willing to trade to get Caleb Williams on your team?
I'm a USC fan too, buddy. Don't count me out. But not as big as Ben, obviously.
Yeah, you don't like Caleb Williams either. So
I don't know what you don't like about Caleb Williams.
No, I love him in college. I know, but he's a great college quarterback.
What don't you think is going to translate to the NFL?
The last 20 years of quarterbacks coming out of USC.
He's not. You can't say that about.
And we said that about so many quarterbacks out of USC. We said it about
this guy's a weird way to analyze a player based on laundry.
This guy's a generational talent, though. Have you seen what he can do when he's healthy on the field? Dude, he's untouchable.
You know who else had that tag last year?
We're all be happy to be wrong. I don't believe that he's worth the 101. If I was a GM of a team, I don't think he's worth the 101.
Yeah, but your analysis is based off of the team that he played for.
Huh?
And your analysis is that nobody from USC has come out and been a superstar. Look, and by that same analysis, then you wouldn't draft C.J. Stroud either, because that's the same knock on Ohio State. Everybody said everybody that comes out of Ohio State is a bust, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then look at C.J. Stroud. You can't analyze a player based on the laundry that they wear.
You're going to take Bo Nix or Caleb Williams.
No, I would. If I was a GM, I'm just saying, if I was a GM, depending on needs, I'm taking linemen at the top
Yeah, of course.
3
'Cause
rounds
you
of
already
drafts,
said
and then I'm
that. You
filling
already
in with
said that.
everybody else. I mean,
You already said
I'm
that.
building in the
So,
trenches.
yeah, you already said that. So
Yeah.
um, I'd be willing to give up a quarterback. I'd be willing to give up I'd probably try and package him for one of my other quarterbacks, obviously. And
Justin
then
Herbert,
I'd give up Justin Herbert right now probably to get
Justin
Justin
Herbert, and a 1.
in a first round.
Yeah,
Yes.
Justin Herbert, and say a 2025 first for Caleb Williams,
Oh, next year first.
or the year after, just a first.
I'd give up a 2026 first and a Justin Herbert to get my hands on Caleb Williams. Yeah, I
Yeah?
would.
You heard
Yeah,
it here,
you,
folks. That's
you,
I think that's
you,
a steep
But
price.
he can't trade that to Jeff because Jeff doesn't need the damn quarterback.
I need somebody like
So that trade doesn't even work.
Adam or Sean or Jeff or Steve to win. Obviously, then.
Yeah, and I'll bet you those guys would gladly take a first and Justin Herbert. So I think you guys might have a
Sean
trade on
has
your hands here.
3 first-round picks, or at least 2 high first-round picks. He has mine and his. I know that.
And he has mine, yeah, I think.
Oh, 3. Okay, so he has 3 picks of the first 12, or 3
Sean
picks of the
has,
first
I'm
10.
looking at it right now. No, Sean only has 2 first round. He has yours and his. I don't know why I thought he had mine.
Okay, all right.
And then he's got a couple of fourths and a couple of fifths. I mean, he just has the 2 first.
Okay.
But I think he has as good a chance as any to get that 1.01. So,
yeah.
Hey, Sean, I know you're not listening to the podcast anymore, but if you are, you might want to talk to Ben about that Caleb Williams trade.
Can you imagine
I have like
Brock
6 quarterbacks in
Purdy
Dynasty.
and Caleb Williams as my 2 quarterbacks next year? Oh God, that sounds like so much fun. All right, let's talk some side league. I'm gonna check out for a few minutes because I don't know anything about it. But you guys take it away and talk some playoffs in side league.
I mean, there's not much to say really. There's only one team that's clinched the playoff spot. That's still my team. And then you got 3 guys that are tied, and they're in the catbird seat right now. That's Jamie, Bobby, and Sean. But you still have Megan and Anna that can catch them. Megan and Anna are 1 game behind, and they both have a lot of points. So either one of them could unseat Jamie, Bobby, or Sean. So, I hope they actually both do it. I'd like to see Bobby and Sean out. I'd like to see Megan and Anna in. I'd like to see me versus Jamie, Megan, and Anna. That's the playoffs I want.
3 wives. I thought the same thing, dude. Love it. Absolutely love it.
That would be great.
Yeah, that'd be great. And you know what? That would.
Hey, don't forget
I
to
wouldn't even
update
mind
my
losing
team.
that playoffs.
Don't forget to
What?
update my team in the league.
Okay, Matt has lost now 8 in a row. He is down at the bottom. He is 4-10. So at one point you were 4-2 and in first place. Now you're in last place. You've lost 8 in a row.
Wow.
Dude, my team got decimated.
You're the anti-Dre. He's 8-0. You were 0-8.
I actually got a text message from Megan this morning. I guess people forget that we're on the West Coast. They text me at like 4:30 in the morning. And I'm like, hell, I think it's work.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll say the same thing. You all forget that I'm on the fucking Midwest. I get texts at 1:30 in the morning. Hey, Matt, what do you think about fucking... Come on, guys. I lived here for fucking 20 years. Come on.
But yeah, she texted me, or she texted the group, not me directly. She texted the group and said that she was so disappointed that she missed the playoffs, yada, yada. I guess they didn't realize there's still 1 week left. So good news, Megan. You still have another week. So does Anna. And hopefully you guys can knock off those boys.
There you go.
Good
Knock
luck.
out those boys.
Good luck.
All right, Guillotine guys, talk to us about the Guillotine League. Is it still just you and the 2 other guys, or what?
3 total, right?
Yeah. So we all had 2 teams at one point, and then Bobby lost one of his teams. Now Jeff lost one of his teams. So now I have 2 teams, and they each have 1. Last night was wild in Guillotine. I mean, it was crazy. There was so much back and forth, and I really thought Jeff was going to pull it out, but he didn't. He got knocked out, and so. Hey, I'm happy to have made it this far. I've made my money back. I'm guaranteed because third place gets $100, and I had 2 teams, so I'm guaranteed at least third place with my 2 teams. Of course, I'll probably not recoup the money that I sponsored a team with.
No.
But
Yeah. Did anybody? I'm curious. Did anybody? Can we go back and look at the draft? I'm curious. Does anybody who's winning right now have my players that I drafted on their
course.
team?
yeah,
Yeah,
of course they do.
Yeah.
All the
Well,
best players are on the last
That's
three.
the whole point of the game. Is taking
Yeah.
those players.
I'm just curious if the players that I would have drafted, like how they are doing, if I would have stayed in it. You know what I mean? Like, would
Yeah.
That's a big
Well, it
ask.
sounds to me like you're prioritizing a draft in a league that's all about the waiver wire.
I was just curious if how good I did on the draft. If my team, anyways,
Doesn't matter. It's
go
not your
on.
draft. Hey, Nate,
Go
who
on,
won
go
high
on.
score this week? Is it Bobby
High
again?
score this week?
Either way, that $50 is gone. It ain't
No,
coming
Jeff.
back.
Jeff.
It's the
his,
last time I sponsored in the league, brother. Last
Yeah,
time.
well, I never asked you to. You asked me to.
Last time.
Jeff had a team that the one that's remaining still. He was the only player that didn't, or the only team that didn't have anybody on Monday night, and we knew there was 2 games Monday night. So me and Bobby in the thread, we were joking, let's hope Jeff sets a nice low bar for us so we could pass him on Monday night. And he went up and put up a cool 152 on Sunday. So we didn't even come close. The closest anybody came was 129. So,
Okay. Go, Jeff.
yeah.
Go,
Nice week.
Jeff. All right.
Nate can't have the last 2 teams standing. That shouldn't be true. Nobody should have that. So one of you guys got to knock out one of Nate's teams at least.
it pretty
Oh
much
man,
is-
could you imagine?
That was
Just
no. I don't want to. I didn't want to think about it. That's
It
stupid.
would just be over at that point, right? If you're just the
Well,
last
no,
two.
I mean,
teams.
it
No,
would be
it gets
over
played out.
because there's nothing to play for. But I would win both prizes. I would win first place and second place. That's
Oh, yeah.
$800. I'll take
Nice,
it.
nice chunk of change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would recoup my sponsorship money.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. There you got to win those 2. See, now I'm rooting. You're in my rooting rankings, bro.
Nice.
You're in my
nice.
rooting rankings.
appreciate
There
that.
you go. Guillotine rooting rankings.
Didn't we
All right.
sponsor? Didn't we sponsor half?
No.
Yeah.
It was just me.
Yes.
Oh, are
Well,
you?
you get 25 bucks
will.
from him, dude. Get
No,
25
I know.
bucks from
Now
him.
you said that, I thought I did, but fuck off, man.
Nope. Listen,
It's on-
you're a man of your
it's
word.
me.
I know you are.
It is on the pod. Yeah.
It's on the pod. It's on the pod.
Uh,
All right. Well, there you go, guys. Playoffs, man. We got a lot. We just talked about a lot, and there it is. We broke it all down for you. We know where we all stand. And 2 rubber matches in a row for me. I can't believe it. Hold on. That's just crazy. But all right, let's move it on down. We're not interviewing anybody this week, so let's move it on down to our rivalry statement, guys. We actually have one prepared. It sounds like Ryan for Nathan. So Nathan is going to read that to us.
yeah.
right now.
and gosh, you guys. If Joe thought that I dominated the talk time on this pod before, wait until he hears this long ass motherfucking poem that Ryan wrote for me.
Oh boy.
Is this a sonnet or what?
No, it's a play on the night before Christmas. And listen,
Can
God
you
bless
read
his
it at
heart.
1.25, please? So when I play it at 1.25, it's more like 2.25.
I can tell Ryan put a lot of thought into this, and he's been texting me about it. My first response when I read it, and I haven't read the whole thing, I kind of scanned over it real quick. My first response was, "Cool, would have been a lot better if it rhymed." And his response was, "It rhymes in some parts, and the parts where it doesn't, that was intentional for effect." So
Okay.
There you go.
let me get in the spirit here because I know Ryan's really invested in this. He wants me to he wants me to do my whole Christmas thing. I don't have a regular Santa hat. I just have one of these beer ones that you can sip,
Oh, okay.
All good. All
you
good.
sip the beer out of it.
You didn't want to put beer in it?
Yeah, where's the beer? I want to see it. I want to see
What
it
kind of
working while you.
bacteria is probably in this tube here? This thing's been shoved in a closet for 20 years. This is from
Alright.
one of the original Metcalf Christmas parties that I wore us to. So no, I will not be drinking beer out of this, but
It's
I
fitting.
will wear
though.
it.
It's fitting. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Let me read this poem for you guys.
And you got some Christmas music play behind it?
Shit, I wish I would have known. I would have.
No.
I don't have anything ready.
All right, let's see here. 'Twas the night before playoffs, when all through the house, not a native was stirring. It was in the bag. The fathers were found, they found their fucking fathers, and hopes that a supreme host would still be there. The Bolts, Speaker, and Hulus were nestled all snug in their beds because there was no chance for them. Just relax and watch games. See, doesn't rhyme. And in my man cave, with again a win from Brock, had not spoiled anything. My team is crap.
In the lane, stars glisten.
Yeah.
When on the website there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my recliner to see what was the matter. Pollard up the middle, he flew like a flash. Rookies were battling, the loser was out. The moon on Carey's breast of the Sunday night game, That must be a typo. Gave luster to the matchup. I'm rooting for Dre. When what to my wondering eye should appear but a Hab doing stand-ups and 8 people courtesy laughing. With a new song to sing so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be We are degenerates, we are degenerates. More rapid than eagles, his cowboys they came, and when he whistled and shouted and called them by name, now mountain man, now Wyvil, now host and fucking father, on vulture and found fathers, on speaker and natives, to the top of the power rankings, to the top of the 8. Now dash away, Nate. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, Alex, Joe, and Matt can't let it go. Will the collusion point ever die? So up to the house, top the courses did Nate trade, and Nate got butthurt because Ryan said he may. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof, then prancing and pawning and each his hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down came Ryan's division title. It came with a bound. At draft day, all dressed in scales from his head to foot, and clothes were all tarnished with Miami and soot. A bundle of crap he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler giving his kid the sad sack. His team at 5-8, his hopes down to nothing. Now bow out with brother, so that we may again be a dozen. I don't know, is Ryan asking for Justin to leave too? That's weird.
Sounds like it.
The pod was like any other, but it was ours alone. The news may have been old, but minutia was told. Celebrities and outtakes started it all. Ending with corrections was a bitch. Move so canceled. All once took part and laughs were had, but now big time rules, the good and the bad. Only worms came to play, watch time and a half. Can I get that hour back my life just passed? Just kidding, my friends, with mics and software. You're doing the Lord's work with study and care. Good luck in the postseason. This thing goes forever. Good luck in the postseason, all of those who have led. A wink of my eye and a twist of my head. Soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. Your teams, they do suck, and mine it does not. The mountain man will prevail for his first trophy caught. And laying his finger aside of his nose, had a nod up the ranks he rose. He sprang to his couch, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the dawn of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he scored out of sight, happy playoffs to all, and to all that those don't suck. Merry Christmas, degenerate. Good night.
Oh, well done.
That was a bit long.
That was a bit
You know,
long.
There was,
That was a bit long.
there were some highlights in there, I think.
Listen, I
wordy.
appreciate Ryan participating. A lot of guys didn't this season. Nate, 8 weeks ago, you were so excited to get this statement. We were keeping the segment alive for this segment, this statement. How did it play out in your head? You like it?
It was very Ryan-esque.
Yeah.
And I felt, even though I didn't think it was very well written in some parts, I felt obligated to read the entire thing, for Ryan. I owed it to
There
him.
you go. There you
I even put on the Christmas hat. He's been sending me he sends me a lot of directions. He's saying that this is going to be going down in degenerate lore and it's going to be with us forever and all this stuff. So I said, okay, I'll do my best, Ryan.
It is going down.
I think I gave it my all. So.
Yeah.
So I can officially say, without talking to anybody else, I'm making an executive decision. Rivalry shit is fucking dead forever going forward. I'm never doing this shit again.
I agree. You guys have any thoughts as to what we should do with the extra?
It's all
week?
too fresh. It still hurts too much. It's still too painful. I think we need to wait.
Okay.
Wait. It won't be this way if we go back to 12, right? It won't.
If we
That
go
won't
back to
matter.
12, be back to the way it was before.
Yeah.
Copy.
Yeah.
Copy.
Either way,
All
we're
right.
not doing that again.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, I do appreciate you coming with new ideas and trying. I really do. I always like new shit. I like playing around. This one, from trying to decide rivals, was so fucked up with the draft. You were so confused. We're all confused. We're all trying to figure it out. This won't work. That won't work. We have 19 tokens out, and there's only 14 players, and everybody has one. It was the worst fucking idea in execution. But thanks for trying.
Well, first of all, just so we're clear, the reading a statement wasn't my idea. That came from Justin, and you guys voted on it. The majority voted. But yes, that poker game was a fucking shit show. I just did not put enough thought into that at all. It didn't work at all.
Yeah.
So, it's not. They can't all be winners. But
it was a fun way to end the night, though. It was.
Yeah.
God, that was a good time. And hey, thanks, Ryan, getting that statement to us. Appreciate you. All right, let's talk about It probably won't happen, but it'd be pretty fucking cool if it did, guys. I was damn close last week. I got one out. Well, I mean, he only got one touchdown, but he got one. One is by air. Uh, this week's game, Raiders Chargers. And yeah, it's I'll let somebody else go first on this one. Anybody want to go? Who's got a prediction?
Not in this
Well,
game. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I will, but I don't want to.
I mean, Thursday night games always kind of suck, anyways, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
God,
yeah.
the last couple of weeks, they're just sticking us with all these backup quarterbacks. Last week,
Yeah.
and this week now we have Easton Stick versus Aiden O'Connell.
Oh, yeah, stick.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to make of this. We don't know much about Easton Stick, but I'll do this. Last week I predicted, because we had two backup quarterbacks, I thought it was going to be a 0-0 tie.
Yep.
This week I'm actually going to do something different. I'm going to go with a tie at halftime, and at halftime we're already going to be over the over, same as last week. Last week the over was 30, and at halftime they were at 32. So I'm going to predict that it happens 2 weeks in a row. Actually, fuck the tie part. We're just going to be over the over at halftime.
All right, over the over.
Wait, so we
At
have a
halftime.
backup
At halftime.
quarterback for the Chargers. We have backup running backs for the Raiders, right?
Yes.
And a backup quarterback for the Raiders.
Well, he's a starter now. He's been.
He is, but he's still backup. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, I don't see the over happening, but it probably won't happen, but it'd be pretty fucking cool if it did. Anybody but Stick. I don't know how to say this right. Chargers are going to get touchdowns. Somebody's going to throw one. It won't be the quarterback.
Okay.
They will score
Sorry.
touchdowns. The quarterback won't be involved.
Austin Eckler throwing 2 touchdowns. That's what I'm
Something,
talking
dude.
about, brother.
Or all
That's what I'm
defensive
talking
touchdowns. I don't know. It just won't be him.
All right.
The
No
under
stick.
over is 34.5, by the way. And for anybody that watched the Raider game last week, the final score on that was 3-0.
Yeah.
So listen, to go over 34
That
and
was
a half,
with a healthy running back on their team.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! Can I take mine back? Can I do another one? Throwback.
There are no
Sure.
rules.
Amir Abdullah, 2 touchdowns this week for the Raiders. Bam.
All right.
All right.
This is unlikely.
I'm gonna go players from both teams. I'm gonna go Austin Eckler 2 touchdowns and Devontae Adams on the other side 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Probably
Oh,
won't
Ben's calling his
happen.
own number for the win.
I'm doing whatever I can, bro. I'm gonna do whatever I can. All right. That was probably won't happen, but it'd be pretty fucking cool if it did, guys. Thursday night football, Raiders, Chargers. All right. Well, we are really excited this week to show
My
you guys
favorite part of the podcast.
Yep, I've been waiting all the time to get here to this part. Bobby's Can of Worms, ladies and gentlemen. And if you guys remember, 2 weeks ago, I think it was, we gave him the assignment of A Christmas Carol. And last week, we kind of talked about what we thought the Christmas Carol was going to be. And this week, we have it for you. So we will show it to you, and you can all sing along with Bobby Hab right here.
I really can't stay. I've got to go away. This evening has been so very nice. My mother will start to worry. My father will be pacing the floor. So really I'd better scurry. But maybe just a half a drink more. The neighbors might think, say, what's in this drink? I wish I knew how to break the spell. I ought to say no, sir. At least I'm gonna say that I tried. I really can't stay.
Maybe it's cold outside.
3, 2, 1.
Merry Christmas!
All right, we're back,
Yeah.
guys.
Man, I'm glad I watched the movie, so I get the reference.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Sorry about that.
I was a little, I was a little disappointed in them that they couldn't get the whole scene together. You know what I mean? Megan chose not to go do the shower scene. You know what I mean? I think it's weird though that Bobby chose to do that scene when she clearly wasn't being in the shower.
Well, I
but
think
don't
that
know.
was a bit of manipulation on his part. Like, look, babe, I already filmed my part. All you have to do is get in the shower. All you got to do, there's no nudity involved here. All you got to do is just sing behind that door. This probably went on for days. This is
Yeah.
probably why it took him 2 weeks to get it to us.
I'm glad you
well
threw the
done.
no nudity part just for clarification.
Yeah.
They wasn't
Family
trying to
show.
get
So good,
Too
man.
funny.
What a cute little
Funny.
family they have too. They've put together those two.
Very
yeah,
cute.
man.
Very cute.
Yeah. Good
All right,
on
so is
them.
Bobby well on his way to a new career?
I don't know. Those transitions are getting better with each video.
I
mean,
honestly just think that something creative is coming down the road for him. These
Couldn't
are
you
all
see-
creative and great, but I think something's stirring, and I'm excited. I hope he can.
Couldn't you see him doing like some sort of children's programming? Like maybe not as cheesy as Blippi. Are you even familiar with Blippi, Matt? I know Ben is, but
I don't know.
there's all kinds of people that are making fortunes now on YouTube just putting
Oh, yeah.
together videos for kids, and I think Bobby
Yeah.
would be really good at that. I think just
Yeah,
putting together
yeah.
videos for kids is like right up his alley. I think he could make
Yeah.
a fortune doing that.
I mean, some of those, I'm telling you, that animation from the first animation video to this one was already leaps and bounds better. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
like,
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
yeah. I can see, the Blippi, the old Blue's Clues kid,
Yeah,
that Steve, that doing that kind of stuff. I could see Bobby doing something like that.
those guys are all millionaires. The ones that are not in jail now for like child pornography are all millionaires. So
Yeah,
We'll
right.
just stay away from coke and prostitutes.
yeah.
Well, anyways, great job, Bobby. That
Yep.
was awesome. We
Do we
appreciate you.
have another assignment for him? Did you guys think of anything?
It's
Oh
holiday.
man,
Let's give him some time off.
yeah, I don't have anything off the top of my head, but
You're saying give him time off, but I think Bobby would be heartbroken if we didn't give him an assignment. I think he wants an
I
assignment.
mean, I'm still waiting for stand up.
No, he
well,
sent
yeah,
us the stand-up.
we never put it out though. We never
Yeah.
put it on here.
No, the
That
Saturday
out
Night
next
Live
week.
one. That one was
Oh,
on
that's right. Oh no,
Yeah.
no, that's right. We did do that. Duh.
Yeah, we don't need to put that other stand-up on the pod.
The line-
The
his
Saturday
actual
Night Live one was
stand-up?
perfect. That was
No, it was.
All right,
It was
all right,
excellent.
All right.
Claymation. No, we did. We've done
Like
I'm
show us
trying
your best gingerbread house with the family. Give us a holiday something.
I got one.
I would like it. Oh, I should challenge you guys to the best gingerbread house. The three of us make a gingerbread house. Send in pics. Mine's gonna have a jacuzzi and a fucking sauna and come on, no. All right.
I make a gingerbread house every year with my kids, so I'm
Challenge
well
accepted.
I'm well seasoned in that. So
All right, I guess I'll save mine then. What was yours? It was
no. What
what
was
do you got?
yours?
I'm
No,
just playing around.
yeah.
Well, I
What was
always
yours?
listen. I like to hear different versions of his "We Are Degenerate" song. I was going to recommend maybe a Andy Kaufman on the bongos. We Are Degenerates. I think that'd be awesome. I want to hear that.
Your best Andy Kaufman interpretation of our song. All right.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah, why
I don't
not?
know. I still think the techno version would be pretty dope.
go.
I think Bobby could rock that.
I think, Bobby, if you can't think of it, if you don't think this is a good solution, you just can come up with something free for all and send something to us because you're on a roll right now, and
Yeah.
I hate to try and stifle your creativity in any way you're thinking.
Maybe
so,
they got snow coming down to Arkansas again already. Maybe do snowman or snow angels. Do something creative. Yeah, who knows?
yeah, just something. Keep it going, buddy. I'm almost ready to just treat this as Bobby's video segment, like the Lonely Island guys on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
It's
just
not
kind
even
of
fantasy football related anymore. It's
no,
just
Bobby, just do your thing and get it to us because I'm in. You've
yeah. And
made
by
a
the way,
fan
if our idea, which we'll pulling back the curtain a little bit here, but if our idea to continue doing a podcast maybe after football season and talking about other topics, if that ever comes into fruition, we're keeping Bobby's can of worms, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a regular segment. So be prepared, Bobby.
All right, guys, let's move it into our Thunder round. Thunder!
Jimmy Cricket. This is
Yeah.
terrible.
No, it wasn't.
You guys
It
got
was
slaughtered
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
third week in a row.
slaughtered 55-36. That ain't that a slaughter. The
Well,
slaughter
Matt got
was a couple
slaughtered.
weeks ago. Yeah, Matt got slaughtered.
Yeah. What happened, Matt?
yeah.
Tua 8.1. Pacheco didn't even play.
I know.
Yeah.
We should have injury clauses here. We can go ahead and change them out.
Yeah. Well, I think
Well, all right.
I think we talked this week. We're not going to pick anybody in the top 10, right? It's just we can switch
Yeah.
it up a little bit.
Okay,
Switch it up
now
a little bit.
clarification. We're doing not top 10 in CBS projections, right? Not
CBS projection for week 15.
okay. Perfect.
So just go down the 11th down. You can pick anybody from there.
All quarterbacks, week 15 projections, QBs.
Ben, you were up
1,
first.
2,
So let's see. 1, 2,
3,
3,
4,
6.
5, 6,
So
7,
Jake Browning is
8,
number 10.
9,
so you can,
10. So after 10, I get to choose. I'm going to go first. Man,
way more fun.
this is a lot tougher.
So
Holy
Jake,
shit.
so no Jake Browning.
No Jake Browning.
Anybody below,
I
right?
can go below that. Oh, wow. I think I'll go. You know, I'm going to go Sam Howell. I think I'm going to go with him. I'm going to take him.
Number one on the list.
yeah.
Number one on the list.
Yeah, I mean he's got a nice matchup. He's playing against
Yeah.
the Rams, who don't have that great of a pass defense this year. They've
Yep.
given up a lot of fantasy points.
Yep, they
Man,
got torched
if-
last week.
If CJ Stroud wasn't injured, and if he didn't have all those injured weapons, I think he would be the logical
Yeah.
play here.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Ben. This is a tough choice, but I'm gonna go with Russell Wilson.
All right. There you go.
So you guys took number 11 and 12. The first two possible guys.
We didn't say we had to go far down past 10. We said to go past 10.
Listen, we do some hard-hitting analysis here. We scrolled all the way down to number 11, and just that's the guy.
All right. Well, I'm going to drop down to outside the top 20.
Whoa.
I'm going to go to a guy who has averaged 22 points a week over the last 2 weeks.
There you
I'm
go.
going to go with a guy who wasn't even on a team last year or wasn't playing.
All right.
Joe Flacco.
Nice.
All right.
Scored
Not
19
bad.
2 weeks ago, 24 last week. He's going against Chicago Bears. They're porous. So I think so.
I love how the
Yeah.
news cycle works in the NFL. On I think it was Sunday night or Monday morning, we got a tweet that says the Browns have informed Joe Flacco that he's their starter for the rest of the season. And then, like just a few hours later, we got a tweet that says the Browns have sent Joe Flacco to the practice squad.
Yep.
All right,
Both are true. Yep.
That's so funny.
All right, so bumping on to running back. The first guy available is A-Chain.
Yeah, Nate, you're
A-Chain
up
and
first.
below.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Man, that's tough. You know what? I think there's an obvious choice here, and gosh, no, actually, there's two that are really good. You know what? I'm gonna go with Raheem Mostert.
Against the
Good one.
Jets. Okay.
All right. Matt, who you
Interesting.
taking?
Interesting. That is not what I thought you were going to do. So I'm going to go with Derrick Henry.
All right. Derrick Henry against Houston.
Not
Any
the
reason
best
why?
matchup. Not the best matchup, but
Okay.
yeah, he's at home.
I'm just going to stick with the trend, and I'm going to go Elliott against
Number
Kansas
11.
City.
Oh.
No, I'm going to go Ezekiel Elliott against Kansas City.
Man, how far has Austin Eckler fell? Where he's got an awesome matchup. He's playing against the Vegas Raiders' shitty run defense, and Ben, who loves Austin Eckler, doesn't even pick him. That's how far his star has fallen.
I like
Yeah.
Eckler, but he showed me a little something last week with 21 points
He sure
again.
did.
But
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx him.
Yeah,
be
and he doesn't have a quarterback this week, so
Doesn't have a
who
quarterback,
knows?
yeah.
But you said he's going to throw 2 touchdowns, right? So,
Yeah, well, he might. I think so. All right, let's Matt, where are we at with running? Where do I scroll down for wide receivers?
Devontae Smith is the first guy available.
Devontae.
And I am first up, so
Man.
I'm gonna
How
go.
come I didn't get I picked quarterbacks first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's an
really
easy
want to do
choice.
Amari Cooper for the stack, but he's too far down. Oh, Ben, choose for me. I either want Ayuk or Debo Samuel. Who do you want me to have?
Take Debo.
All right, Debo it is.
All right.
I honestly couldn't pick between the two. Go either
Well, he's
way.
been playing really well.
Yep.
He's had 2 touchdowns last week. So,
All right.
I'm gonna go.
If he goes Ayuk, I'm gonna punch him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick to my theme. I'm gonna go Brandon Ayuk.
How is that a theme? Just trying to get punched by your brother.
I've picked three players of mine this
Yeah.
week.
Just like you did in the bet section earlier. Big
right.
Eckler, yeah.
I'm
I see a theme.
I'm hedging.
There's 2 guys that I'm really kind of zeroing in on here. They're both rookies. They've both been really hot lately. But with Jaden Reed, I'm not sure if Watson's going to be back yet this week or not. So I'm going to stay away from him. I'm going to go with Zay Flowers.
Oh, he's been so good this year.
Thought you might drop down for Rasheed Rice.
You know, he's the only number 2 to Puka Nacua in rookie receiving this year. Zay Flowers.
Rookie receiving.
Nate,
All right,
Nate's
so
all
I
written down.
got Wilson, Mostert, Flowers.
Can you read mine also if you have them?
Sure, you got Flacco, Henry, Debo.
Yeah, thank you.
I took my boy Sam Howell, and then I took running back Zeke Elliott, and then wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. And that was
Nice.
it, guys. That was
Nice.
our Thunder Roll picks. My iPad just died, so hopefully there's nothing else we need to talk about after this because I don't know what else is on the agenda. But I think that was it for this week. I think
Just
we just
another
finished it.
great fucking season, guys. This
Yeah,
is
man.
good shit. It started out with the draft, seeing everybody, 14 weeks in, bam. This is bitching.
Good.
Bitching.
Brother. Yeah. Go
It's been
ahead.
a great
sir.
year. Even though I didn't
Yeah,
make the playoffs this year, it's been a lot of fun. Let me give you guys my underdog smash of the week. And let me tell you,
All right.
just like the Niners went on a 3-game skid earlier this year, another very highly ranked team is going to go on a 3-game skid. The Eagles on the road in Seattle.
Mm.
Watch
Right,
out,
same
Eagles.
way.
I
Right.
think you're going to lose this week. You're favored by 3.5, but I think Seattle's going to come tough. So that's my underdog pick.
I don't
There you
like
go.
that we all agree on it, but I looked at the schedule earlier today. I go, they're going to lose, but now that we all think that way, I don't love it as much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man, it's been a great season, guys. It's been a fun regular season. Playoffs are here, guys. Playoffs, and we're ready to go. And good luck, brother Nathan. Sorry to see you're out of it, but it's always next year.
I'm not.
And you know, I would root
Mr.
for my
Four-time
bot-
champ, we don't want him to get another one until we get there, brother. Don't fucking
Yeah.
love that guy. Fuck no.
Nah,
Glad he's
no.
out.
Thank you for using my formal name. I appreciate that. Mr.
Four-time
Four-time
champ.
champ. Yeah.
Mr. Yeah. Your real name is. We all know what your real name is.
Yes,
Uncle Nathan Jesus Pants, and that's it. It'll always be
now
that.
it's pants.
Oh, Jesus Man. Jesus Pants.
I like that better. Uncle Nathan Jesus
Whoops.
pants.
Whoops.
Jesus,
Damn it!
then
I
you wear
just.
pants.
New name. I like it.
Hey Ben, we got a party this weekend, huh?
Yeah, we should do that. Let's party.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Saturday, our house. Anybody who's available wants to come down, let us know.
Saturday night,
Come on
Friendsmas.
down. Saturday night, Friendsmas at our house. Let
Hot
me know.
deals. Hot deals.
Yeah,
Flights
dude,
to LAX.
Look for a flight, bro. Come hang out with us. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Do a little white elephant gift, a little some. I think we're gonna do lasagna for dinner. So yeah,
Nice.
stick into that.
Hey, let me ask
Yeah.
you guys this. We're doing a white elephant at the office, and it's the first year we're doing it. And the guy who's setting it up for us, he says his version of white elephant is everybody brings a present plus like $20. Everybody throws $20 in. The guy who like wins a present at the end can either take the pot or take that, and like he has some weird odd version. Have you guys heard of any weird version of this game other than just the standard one?
Well, for years we've been playing a version where, and it started out with 3, and then we made it 2. But the last few years it's been 2. You have one regular gift, and then you have one like gag gift. So like the regular gift's like a $25, $30 gift, and there's like a $5 gag gift in. and there's a whole swap going around. We do 2 rounds, and so yeah, the gag gifts get nobody wants those. Everybody wants the good gifts. We do that. The first year we did it with my family. It was a regular gift, a gag gift, and a homemade gift. And the homemade gifts were very sentimental that year. It was that was a fun year, but that became a little bit laborious. So
this year we're including the
5
kids.
presents every year.
Yeah,
we're
this year
doing the
including-
kids. This year, right?
So it'll be
Nice.
fun. That's why we're doing White Elephant. So the kids will have fun doing that shit.
Okay, here's the question: how many gifts the Conrays give out are made on the new 3D printer? I'm guessing all of them.
I guess we'll have to find out.
I love it.
Let me tell you what, though. I hope that Ben gets the gift that I'm bringing for the Yankee swap. I hope you end up with that one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm excited now.
Yeah.
Excited now. I might wrap up the Karma Putra book that somebody gave
Karma
us.
Putra?
Gave us like 2 or 3 years ago.
Is that
Karma
it's like
Sutra?
poop really well? Karma
Is that the
Putra?
Karma Puka Nakua?
You don't remember the Karma Putra book, Nathan?
No.
It was that at the
Karma
party.
Sutra.
Oh,
this
was
is the
it was
Karma.
like a mix between poop and Kama Sutra?
This is the Karma Putra.
Oh, okay.
It's
Gotcha.
a toilet book. It's a bathroom book.
300 This is 52 weeks of a different position of how to poop.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah.
I
It's
do
part-
remember giving you as a bathroom book at one point. I remember nobody wanted it, and then we just left it in your bathroom.
I think that's it. That's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's the one. There's couple pooping rituals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay,
all right, guys.
hold on. I got one bathroom book story ever, brother. Do you remember this? You were maybe 10. I was maybe 12. Grandma Ann gives Dad the newest Rush Limbaugh book for Christmas. He sees her about a month later, and she goes, "Dan, how was that book I gave you?" He goes, "Oh, it's good. I keep it in the bathroom. The paper's a little rough." That's the best joke ever. I go, dude, sweet, dude.
And that's a wrap on this week's Ordinary Fantasy Pod. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.